When I was 13 years old, something happened that I still can't quite explain. It was a quiet summer afternoon, and I was home with my sister, wandering through the house trying to find something to do. My little sister was playing in her room, and my parents were out running errands. The house was silent, except for the faint hum of the refrigerator and the occasional distant car passing by. That day, my cousin came over unexpectedly. She was a few years older than me, and she always had a knack for bringing strange gifts or telling odd stories. She had been to some flea markets and thrift stores recently, and she brought with her a small, peculiar-looking doll. She called it a collector's item, but there was something off about it. The doll's face was oddly elongated, with hollow, dark eyes that seemed to stare into your soul. Its limbs were jointed in a way that looked unnatural, almost as if it was broken but held together with some strange craftsmanship. She handed it to my sister, who was just delighted with the new toy. My sister was only 5 at the time, and she immediately clutched the doll to her chest, giggling. I remember watching her, feeling a strange unease settle in my stomach. The doll's expression seemed wrong. It wasn't smiling or crying. It was just blank, like a void. Later that evening, I wandered into my sister's room to see how she was playing with her new toy. The doll was sitting on her bed, propped up against her pillow. I reached out to pick it up, but as I did, I noticed something strange. The doll's eyes seemed to flicker, just for a moment, like they were alive. I blinked, shook my head, and told myself I was imagining things. That night, I kept waking up. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt like I saw those dark, hollow eyes staring at me from the corner of the room. I told myself it was just a nightmare, but the feeling persisted. When I finally fell asleep, I had a vivid dream that I was in the house alone, and that the doll was standing at the foot of my bed. Its face was twisted into a grotesque smile, and it kept whispering my name in a raspy voice. The next morning, I told my parents about the doll. They took a quick look at it and dismissed my concerns, saying it was just a creepy toy and that I was probably overthinking it. But I knew deep down that there was something wrong with that doll. Over the following days, strange things started happening. My sister refused to go near the doll, crying whenever she was forced to hold it. She said it made her feel weird. One afternoon, I noticed the doll was missing from her room. I asked her about it, but she just shook her head and looked scared. That night, I heard faint scratching sounds coming from her room. When I peeked inside, the doll was sitting on her bed, upright, with its head tilted at an unnatural angle. Its eyes seemed to glow faintly in the dim moonlight. I froze, unsure of what to do, and then suddenly, the doll's eyes snapped directly to me, and I felt a cold wave of dread wash over me. I grabbed the doll and threw it into the trash outside. I thought that would end it. But the next morning, I found it back in my sister's room, sitting on her windowsill as if it had been placed there deliberately. I told my parents again, but they just told me I was imagining things or that the doll was just playing tricks. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing whispers, soft, unintelligible murmurs, like the doll was trying to communicate. I finally got up and looked around, and that's when I saw it, the doll standing upright in the hallway, just outside my door. Its face was twisted into a grotesque grin, and its hollow eyes seemed to gleam in the dark. I don't remember how I managed to get rid of it completely, but I do know that after that night, the doll was gone. My sister never spoke of it again, and the strange occurrences stopped. But sometimes, late at night, I swear I still hear faint whispers, and I wonder if that doll is still out there somewhere, waiting. To this day, I can't explain what that doll was or where it came from. All I know is that sometimes, things that seem weird or harmless can hide something darker beneath the surface. That doll changed everything for me, and I still get chills thinking about those hollow eyes staring at me in the dark.